Hey everyone, welcome to Holistic Lifestyle Tips. I am Becky Russell, owner of wellness company Hope Essential, and I am a holistic lifestyle educator, and that means I educate people about how to live a holistic lifestyle. I've been doing it over 25 years. I believe in it wholeheartedly, and I want to, with this Facebook Live series, hopefully bust some myths about what it is and who it's for. And basically, it's anyone who wants to have a quality of life as they age. And it's for everybody. I truly believe in treating the body from the inside out and treating the entire body, mind, body, and soul. And not just masking symptoms or treating symptoms, but getting to the root of your health concerns. And each week we talk about either emotional or physical or spiritual wellness and some aspect of it. And tonight we're going to talk about yoga. And that involves all three areas of wellness. It's a beautiful thing. And I will start with saying I resisted it for a long time. And don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with the history of yoga or all the different kinds of yoga or all the different poses. You can Google all that or go to a yoga studio. What I would like to share is how yoga changed and helped me. And so, again, I went into it kicking and screaming because I come from a more competitive physical type of exercise background, sports, racquetball, strength training. I love those things. But after I had back and neck surgery, those were not options. And I knew that I needed to get more flexible and so forth. And everyone just kept saying yoga, yoga, yoga. And so when I did finally try it, I realized how bad I was at it. And then also I kept hurting myself. But the reason why is because I was not listening to my body or paying attention to my body's limits. I was focused on what the other person was doing next to me or on the video. And because I'm all about following instructions and so forth, there's a right way to do something and not listening to, my body. And the instructors I've known throughout this, they all say the same thing, that yoga is all about accepting what your body can do at that moment and being grateful for it. It's not about what the person next to you is doing or what you did yesterday or what you think you should be doing. It's the reality of what it can do today, and whatever that is okay. And that's a pretty good lesson. And so even though I intellectually accepted that yoga was good for me, because I wasn't very good at it, I just found reasons not to do it. And my ego just kept getting in the way. And what I've learned is there really is no room for the ego in yoga. There's no place for it. And so I have learned to embrace that philosophy, to accept what my body can do that day. And one other thing I've changed in my approach to yoga is I used to count the seconds that I held a pose, because that's what I did when I was doing strength training, how long you're going to hold the weights or the bar. And what I realized was it didn't feel right. There was a sense of rushing or hurrying to get through and check it off my list of this is what I'm supposed to do. And that's not what yoga is about. It's about mindfulness and being in that moment. And so what I do now is I count my deep breaths, and that does several things. And as I'm doing that, I'm also paying attention to my pose, my how I'm holding myself. Is it the correct, uh, you know, correct pose, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And is my shoulders up at my ears, or is my arm extended? When you're counting, you're not thinking about those other things. So that's something that I've adjusted as I've, evolved in my yoga practice. And it's really, stopping the counting has really helped calm my brain, and I need that. And the tree pose is my favorite. And I'll post a picture of it in the comments later if you don't know what that is, but it's a very basic pose. And when I first started, was the beginner with your one foot resting up against your ankle, a little bit off the floor. And even though that sounds very simple, I couldn't do that for more than 10 seconds on each foot at a time without falling over. It was very humbling. But through practice, I did manage to make it to 20 seconds and finally 40. And it was pretty cool when I could do that. And the tree pose to me has come to represent sort of a metaphor of life, because I found that there were days when it would be effortless. I wouldn't even have to try to balance the 40 seconds on each foot, each leg. And then other days, one leg was obviously stronger than the other. And then maybe another day, uh, it was just horrible, and I couldn't do anything right, and it was just a wash. But that's what my body could do that day. And then the next day, it would be maybe a struggle, but with a lot of corrections and adjustments, in my weight, I could manage the 40 seconds on each foot. And that was quite a victory, because I didn't think I could do it, because it just didn't seem to be there that day. And I think that, don't we all have days like that, where some days we breeze through, everything is calm and clear and amazing, and then other days we have to shift our focus because of a flat tire, or a sick child or something. And then there's days where we maybe wake up not feeling that great, and we assume the day's just going to be a grind. But then at noon, you get a call from a friend who perks you up, and you have an amazing day. So it just sort of, for me, seems to be a metaphor that you just have to get up and do it, and see. You have to at least try, and you can be surprised. And so I am so excited that I can now I'm up to the 40 seconds. So now the next thing to add, after I can do that consistently, is raising my arms above my head while I'm doing it. So that'll be my next challenge. And I hope to someday master these basic yoga poses that I do. But also, until then, I am going to just be grateful and accept what my body can do at this moment. And I also want to leave you with, there's an article I found on the 10 health benefits of a daily yoga practice. Some of them you probably already know, but some might surprise you. So number one, improve flexibility, strength, and posture. I think that's pretty obvious. But it can also help stretch and tone your body muscles. And the other cool thing is, you don't have to be really flexible to do yoga. I'm a perfect example of that. But through consistency, you will get more flexible. And all levels of ability can do the yoga. The number two, better all-round fitness. It's a very peaceful, safe, holistic way to exercise, and you can do it in your home, and you don't need a lot of fancy equipment or anything, so I like that. Number 3, weight loss. You don't have to do hot yoga, which is not an option for me anyway. My heart rate shoots up with that, to lose weight, because you think if that's the only way is to sweat and all that. An everyday gentle yoga practice will fuel the metabolic system and help burn fat. Pretty great. Number 4, increase your energy. Just a few minutes of yoga every day will provide that much needed energy boost in your life. So that is very good news. Increase your, or not increase, decrease your stress. Decrease your stress, number 5. Relaxing yoga poses. Now remember, relaxing yoga poses, because there are poses that increase energy. So you need to do your research and know what is what. But relaxing yoga poses can calm both your body and your mind. And so if you do have trouble with insomnia, this type of relaxing yoga pose may be an answer. Number 6, breathe better. Breathing deeply and calmly is an essential part of any yoga practice. And you focus on trying to slow down the breath and on breathing fully from the pit of your stomach to the top of your lungs. And this helps you feel more relaxed and balanced, and which will make you more confident and calm. And then number 7, be happier. Studies have shown that long-term yoga practitioners have more mass in the areas of the brain associated with contentment. Another study shows that GABA levels are higher after practicing yoga. Higher GABA levels are associated with lower levels of depression and anxiety. So just 15 minutes of yoga a day can start changing your brain chemistry and improving your mood. That is pretty awesome. Number 8, become more mindful. Yoga and mindfulness, obviously go hand in hand. When you practice yoga, you shift your awareness to the sensations, thoughts, and emotions that accompany a given pose. And that awareness brings you back to the present moment, and which is the aim of mindfulness, and where it can stay happy and focused. Number 9, improve concentration and think clearer. The process of observing your breath calms your mind and makes you more mentally relaxed, and therefore you can focus. Number 10, live longer. So everyday yoga will help you increase your level of fitness and regulate your heart rate, reduce your stress levels, and make you happier. So of course, all of these things are going to add benefit to your life. And then it's also known to decrease the risk of heart disease and reduce the pace of your breathing, which has been directly linked to a longer lifespan. And we don't want to just live longer, we want to thrive. And yoga is one of those things that will help us. So this sounds pretty amazing. I think it makes it seem like there's really no reason not to try yoga. So I would like to know if you already practice yoga of any kind, and if so, what is your favorite pose or your favorite type of yoga? And if you don't do yoga, are you open to maybe trying it after hearing all these wonderful things? And I would love to hear in the comments below what your takeaway was from tonight. And I encourage you to really give it some thought and decide what's more appealing to you, doing it alone in your own home, or are you more likely to do better in a group and find out the level and the instructor and so forth. Just get referral from somebody. If you're in the Tri-Cities, I know of quite a few yoga places. So just check with me and I can maybe give you some tips. And I just strongly encourage that if you are resisting it, it may be a sign that you really need it. Everyone needs yoga. So till next time, choose you, choose natural, choose now.